So a relatively comfortable start to the season from us. Not exactly ripping up any trees in the league, but still consistently gaining points, and most importantly, staying above HJK. SJK is a completely different matter. They look like they're going to run away with the league, but we today have a chance to try to stop them. In addition, we also have the little threat of European football probably coming up at the end of today's video. That's going to be tasty. As always, if you have been enjoying the save, drop a like. That would be fantastic. I really do appreciate that. Thanks in advance. So, yes, as I said, SJK, they've won 7 out of 7. They are looking ridiculous. 7-point gap already at the top of the division. They won the league last season, albeit by only a couple of points, and had a fairly close battle with HJK. This season is looking anything but. A 7-point gap already. It's going to take some serious effort to overcome that. However, we can start that today if we were to pull off a miracle victory at home against them. But honestly, I feel like if we lose this game, the title could be over after 8 games. We would be 10 points clear. That's just mental. Also, thank you for pointing out that actually that cup that I mentioned last time was the Finnish Cup. I assume that it just changed names or something. I don't know, but so apparently we have actually won the cup before. But still, it's nice to win one in the save. It's been a while. Little side note, thought you might be of interest of this. It's Aston Villa versus Benfica in the Conference League final today. So given this game has taken place just a few days after the cup final, a lot of changes are going to have to be made, and a lot of changes will have to be made anyway, just because of the squad reg rules. We are missing a few more players than I would like, so it looks like this is going to have to be our lineup for today. We're obviously missing our Kuralainen at right back as well, so Hämäläinen will have to step in. Koulibaly still at left back with Engström, Fortuna and Paavalainen there too. Conte's in. We've got Matthew and Adams in the midfield. Soranen comes in, Afonso, and of course Vasanen. We need something out of Mikko Vasanen today. He did a good job for us in the second half of last season. Hopefully he can pull that today. Luckily, Maguette Traoré should maybe be back for the next game, but if not, he'll definitely be back for the one after that. And I think just keeping Miller Alfonso and Maguette Traoré fit is going to be what makes the difference between us coming second and comfortably and maybe starting to tail off a little bit. Now, our game against SJK in the league last season was probably the only game I saw that we really weren't very good in. And in addition, obviously, we beat them in the cup, which was, again, slightly fortunate. So we have got pedigree for beating them, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as just rocking up here and hoping to put them to the sword, because I suspect that there's a reason that they're top of the league. Oh, and you might notice a player in their first team called Rashiti. Yes, that is Sokol Rashiti, the player that we had at SecondYellowCard during our first, or I believe second season there as well. As a total side note as well, if there are already certain players from like former clubs that you'd like me to show, because I can't just go and show all of them at the same time because it would take up quite a lot of time in a video, but if there are any particular players you'd like to see as Miller Alfonso hits the bar with that, then do drop them in the comments and I'll happily go check them out. People like Christopher Lisa, Kawamoto, all those sorts of lads from the Tromsø days and so on. Just drop them in the comments and I'll try to find a way to slot them into some videos later on. Well, this has been dreadful. Honestly, I've had medical procedures that were literally more entertaining than this game. I'm assuming that the K in SJK stands for colonoscopy, because that's what this game feels like, as Matthew's shot from range is saved on the bar and it's cleared away. It's the first exciting thing that's happened, and it's taken 45 minutes for it, as Soren Teller is also over the bar, and that's half-time. Brilliant. Well done, lads. If they awarded Oscars for shit games, this would have won. So, yeah, we've had 3 shots, a couple of little ones on target for a grand old total of 0.09, and we've combined for 0.11 XG between us. We are doing that thing we often did back at SecondYellowCard where we would absolutely strangle teams. So, hey, it can't get worse. I think I might have done something wrong in a past life to deserve having to see this game. Oh, hang on, there's a chance here. Bruno slipping it through for SJK. He's gone round the goal. Well, no, he hasn't. Actually, it's a good save from Kante. First real opening for SJK in the whole game. That's the first shot of the second half, by the way. Afonso brings it down. Vasanen picks it up. Adams has got it, though. Pops it over the top. Vasanen won't catch that, and the goalkeeper claims it. This has got 0-0. In perpetuity. But, you know, there's still 12 minutes to go. Ball's played through for Vasanen. Can he get it onto his correct foot? He doesn't. It's a good save, and that's a real chance. We are actually causing them a few problems in the final 10 minutes of this match. I've literally gone for play for set pieces just to see if anything will happen at this point. Oh, we're giving the ball away again. Well, both teams just refuse to giving the ball away at every possible opportunity. Vasanen's in again, and he's got for goal, and he's actually scored. Mikko Vasanen, Lahti 1, SJK 0. This could be a game-changing moment. We don't deserve the win. We both deserve to lose, but it looks like we might actually be able to pull this one out. Both teams just giving the ball away relentlessly, but Miller Afonso slips it through. It's a strange one. I thought the defender would get the block. It's not the best shot, honestly, from Vasanen, but it's in, and it's 1-0 FC Lahti. That is going to be a monumental win for the season. FC Lahti 1, SJK 0. Oh, okay. I'll absolutely take boredom if it means that we get a cheeky little 1-0 victory at the end of it. Lovely stuff, and that's it. 1-0. One of the worst Lifecom games I've ever done on Football Manager, but needless to say, we got the win. I mean, that was dreadful, wasn't it, really? A couple of yellow cards in there. The second half, there was a couple more shots, but barely. The one thing we did do was we seemed to drag a bit of possession back. The defenders did a good job, and we just limited one of the best, clearly the best team in this league to absolutely no chances in this game, really. And that, to me, is a great sign of what's to come from us defensively this year. But to get that victory with Varsanen as well, it's nice to have him be able to step in and actually do a job. That is such a huge win. We actually stay third due to KTP winning, but we do at least drag that gap back to just 4 points. HJK were losing against FC Honka, but sadly turned it around, so they do sort of remain very much in this battle. But that's an important win for us. It keeps us in with the hopes. Now, we've still got another game in like a few days. It's not going to get any easier. Then there's an international break, so we can get the players back and fresh a little bit, and then hopefully go after that, because it should be a nice little period across the summer where there's really not a lot of fixtures for us. It's just one a week for a little while, and until Europe comes rolling around. And that's our real big chance for us to get some wins under our belt and start to try to close that gap a little bit. They'll have to play HJK at some point, right? So we move. Oh, and Villa won the Conference League on penalty. Scored in the 69th minute too. It's round the side for Adams, and it's hit the crossbar and it's gone in. It's KTP 0, Lati 1, Mohamed Adams, brilliant strike. We thoroughly deserve it. It's been an excellent first half from the lads. Well done. Great goal. Koulibaly to Niberi again. Fires it through this time for Adams once more. He's been fantastic today. Ball across on Afonso. It's 2-0 in the first half. We've been brilliant. Miller Afonso, 7th goal of the season. Mohamed Adams has been fantastic. They're just giving us space. 2-0. Conte whaps one over the top and Traore's there. Could he score? Oh my goodness me. What a ball from Jean-Christian Conte. He plays Traore through and it's 3-0. We've been amazing. Miller Afonso with a chance from the spot to make it 4-0 away from home, and he does. KTP with the team directly above us going into this game, and we've won 4-0 at the moment on their ground. This is a great pair of fixtures. I mean, that was utterly sublime. Like, they had the same number of shots as us. We just hit the target with ours. Conte still had a good performance, honestly, and he got the assist, which really, really helped. It's nice to see Maguette Traore scoring straight back in the team, straight back in the goals, and Miller Afonso with another brace. Really good to see. And Mohamed Adams again was fantastic. Just a really strong win. I would not have expected us to be able to come to the team that were currently at the time second in the league and go hit them for 4. I mean, they've actually fallen from 2nd to 6th in a single match day as a result of that, because of the goal difference. That keeps the gap to 4 points. Our goal difference is starting to get a little bit closer to SJK too, but you've got to watch out, because HJK are definitely coming. They had a bit of fortune in their game again with Ekenes getting that the red card, but still 20 points from our first 9 games. We're hitting the 2 points a game mark now, which is really nice. We're just above it, and the gap to SJK is definitely coming down. We just need them to keep doing that. So we've got our youth intake preview, and I'll tell you what, it looks pretty solid as well. A CM, an AM, a strike, 2 strikers potentially. It's not as good as last year's one looked, but still, we got some good players in last year's youth intake, and if this one's anywhere near as good as that, then holy God. Imagine if we got another Kuriainen type player. Well, we got a Conference League draw. Unfortunately, it's not a super easy tie. It's Puskás Academy. Then again, we played extremely well last time round against Feyenoord, and we were able to beat them. And we played pretty well against Hammarby too. We should probably have the better of someone like Puskás, but you can never tell, because they could have some absolute gems in their youth intake that are carrying this side. But still, that's going to be tough, and that's in July, so that will definitely be today. Matthew delivers it. Paulainen's shot, and it's in the back of the net. It's been a terrible first half, much like our last home game, but it is 1-0 over HJK's local rivals. Brilliant header. Soranen from distance perhaps drops it around the side, and it's Miller Afonso with the goal. It is going to be 2-0. His 9th goal of the season, I think that was. Lovely work from us there. Surely wraps up the victory with 6 minutes to go. But space for the middle here, actually. Patila's in, and it's a goal. It is a goal for HIFK. Consta Pentila gets one back. The first goal we've conceded in a little while there. Got to be careful now with only a few minutes left. No idea how he didn't even get booked for that. But Miller Afonso from the spot steps up, drops it home. 3-1 FC Latte. Double figures for the season for Miller Afonso already. He's been a real surprise package, genuinely. Well, in the end, we get the victory by 3-1. I would say we deserve the victory, but it was pretty close up until that. Unfortunately, Hammerlainen was sent off for 2 late yellow cards, sadly. Bit unfortunate, really, but it didn't matter in the end. We sort of managed to get away with that one, but another victory. Did concede a goal, which is a bit of a shame, but Miller Afonso just continues to be good. And even better news, HJK do move into 3rd, but they did not win, so the gap between us and them stretches back to 5 points again. Sadly, SJK continue their winning run, and they go to 27 points, but we are starting to really establish ourselves now as the number 2 team. It's finally starting to even out a little bit. The other teams are taking points off each other. HJK slowly moving their way back up, but they're clearly showing a real preponderancy for dropping points at the moment, and we still are. We have done more than the others, but still, we're looking very, very good in that 2nd spot currently. Got to keep it up, though. Traore. Saarinen. Afonso's throw. Can he get it to his correct? Oh, he's gone straight past the goal. Oh my God, how's he missed that? How has he missed that? Oh, goodness me. You have got to be kidding me. We miss an open goal at one end, and then Engstrom's just stood there with the ball, allowed the defender to take it, and now we trail. This is ridiculous. What is he doing? Just pass the ball to your goalkeeper or something. Nibio. This is a must-win game for us in many ways. Koskinen around the side for Pekka. He's thrown goal and he's actually gone and scored it. The goalkeeper's really slow to come off his line. It's Lahti 1, TPS 1, and it's the captain, Pekka Nyberg, doing the job like he did last year. 1-1, come on. Kyrilainen back for Nyberg, pulls it across for Soranen, and it's a beautiful strike from Sauli Soranen. It's 2-1 to FC Lahti. The second half's been all us, and we thoroughly deserve that, but Nyberg has done brilliantly in this game. Fires it into the channel, and Lahti will catch this. He's onto it. He's got 2 men on him, but that's going to leave some spaces in the middle for Soranen again. Wow, what a performance from our Finnish players today. Nyberg with the first goal, and 2 from Sauli Soranen. Absolute world quality. World quality? Soranen. To Nyberg. Oh, there's so many runners. One of them is Traore. Gets it round the goalkeeper. Lovely finish. It's 4-1. We have been angered by that goal that we conceded earlier. Traore bangs another one home, and we are relentless in this second half. I mean, that is just a massive victory in all levels. The fact that we missed that open goal right before conceding from a silly opportunity, literally 3 minutes later found the equaliser, and then it was just a question of Sauli Soranen with 2 stunning goals, and Maget Traore with some lovely footwork to take it around the goalkeeper. These are the kind of results that we've been picking. That's 4 straight wins now. We really have picked it right back up where we left off after that cup final win. It's just given us such momentum going into these games at the moment, and we've managed to go through it even with some quite tight fixtures over the last couple of games. There's still been like Wednesday, Saturday for the last few despite the international break, so we are really firing on all cylinders. Had a weaker midfield in theory today. We actually had Koskinen and Nyberg in there on account of the fact that we had defensive suspensions, which meant that we had to play more of the sort of foreign lads in the centre-back spots, so that's a great result. And not only is it great, but it also helps us out in other factors, because SJK and HJK, the JK derby, was a 1-1 draw, which means our gap now is only 2 points off the top. We started today 7 points from them, and we've pulled back 5 points on them already. In addition, HJK, of course, dropped down to 5th now, and they move 7 points away from us, and our goal difference is catching them. We've got a nice little gap, and this is suddenly turning into a little bit of a title race. Slight problem is that we have to play against HJK really soon, and that could be a big moment. We win that, and they could be muddied for the rest of the season, potentially, but it's not going to get any easier. Luckily, we have a game against Musan Salama coming up soon. So this is, I'm excited now. This is a big one. At home. Oh, ball in already, and it's already 1-0. Enias, inside 2 minutes, gives HJK the lead. The last thing we need right now, just as we were starting to pull something back in the title race, is this. We have to turn this around. Cerner. De Kock. Oh, he slipped in, and that's a real problem now. Koulibaly's massively out of position. He's going to concede a foul, and he's done so. Deary me. This is about to be 2-0, I suspect. Enias from the spot. What a save. Oh my God. That right there might be the best double save I've ever seen. He saves the penalty, is somewhat slow catching up, but somehow throws himself across the goal to deny HJK the second attempt. That is ridiculous goalkeeping from Jean-Christian Kante. It's unfortunately been all HJK first half here. Cerner from a distance, and it's actually on target, and again saved by Kante. Kyrilainen. I've made a couple of little tweaks at halftime, just to some opposition instructions to try to get in tight to some of their key men. What a goal! Sauli Soranen with the eye of Sauron into the top corner. That is some effort. What on earth? Well, there was me talking about little changes I'd made. It's nothing to do with this, but he's come up with some absolute bangers in the last few matches. Look at this. Outside of the right foot. Bang. That is outrageous from Soranen. It's 1-1 in the derby. Come on. Can you see where I made the change? So basically what I did was I went at half-time after we were being dominated by them. I went in and I looked at who was actually causing the problems for us. It was the likes of De Kock and their wide players especially. And I just basically pressed them harder, weaker foot, and they were just ineffective in the second half. We came massively back into it. Obviously, the Sauli Soranen goal was something out of the top draw, like genuinely. That was where the scissors live. It was incredible. Just brilliant football as well. We really came back into the game in the second half. Don't think we deserved the point, but we did the job. The man who really does deserve the point, though, was Jean-Christophe Kante. I'll have probably thrown in a few extra highlights in that game because he made some stunning double saves and just genuine brilliance to allow us to get that 1-1 draw there. And that made a hell of a difference. And Soranen, some of the goals this man is scoring. But the best news of all is that SJK lost at home against KUPS. And that means that despite us drawing against HJK, we pull the gap back to just 1 point and keep our gap over HJK. Maybe we could have turned it around late on. We did have some chances there. But wow, we are right back in this title race now. And it is exciting, particularly as our next game is away at, well, who were the bottom side, Musan Salamo, fresh off the back of a 4-1 victory themselves, but it still should be a excellent game for us. It's another home game, our 4th consecutive home game as well, and we've so far managed to win all of them. One more. Oh no, win all of them, he says, after a 1-1 draw. You get my point. It feels like a win because of what was happening in that first half. Afonso. Soranen dinks it over the top for Koskinen of all people. Lovely touch to the side and Traore's in. That is some pass from Jari Koskinen. This goal, you have no idea how much this goal has been coming, but Traore finally with the open goal slots it home for 1-0. Whips it in. Adams, great finish. 2-0. Lati 2, Salama 0, and that's a great finish from Mohamed Adams to wrap up the match. It's a deserved win, believe me. I mean, look at that. 4.17. Just an absolute demolition job. Took till the 89th minute to get the goal. Traore had so many chances which he missed. I really like Soronen. So one thing I did is I noticed how often Soronen was scoring those long ranges. He has 12 long shots, which is quite good. Not spectacular, but quite good. And for this level, I think he could catch some keepers out, as he has been. So what I did in this game was I employed Soronen with a personalized role instruction of instead of being an advanced playmaker on support, I made him an attacking midfielder on support. Switched around the instructions, so he basically has the same instructions as if he was an advanced playmaker, but now he can shoot more often as well, as opposed to having the hard-coded shoot less often. And I've only got it personalized for him when he plays there, but I think it made him play a lot better in that AMC role, just freeing him up to have a few shots on goal occasionally. I think that could catch a few extra goals out this season. Unfortunately, everything else is all square. It looked like HJK were going to drop some points, but an 86th-minute goal allowed them to take the lead in their game as well. We still remain 2 points off the top, but hang on a minute, have they played an extra game? It appears that somewhere in there, I don't know where, SJK played an extra game and did not win, which means if we win our game in hand, I don't know who it's against, we would actually take the lead of the league, incredibly. And it would also allow everyone else right back into this battle. They have really stuttered today, quite a lot, honestly. This is, Idris, good delivery, flicked on and it's in. It's Christian Jackson, 1-0 to KUPS. We're going to have to come from behind again. We have been all over them in the first 15, but now we have to do it again. He just seems to there we go. Bit of space opens up. Never mind. He's gone back inside for Matar Sek. Drops it in. It's Kurilainen. What a finish. Joni Kurilainen finally scores his first goal for the club, and what a time for it. The young man, he's just getting better and better. He's still only 16, remember. Just use that little half yard for a cross. It's a great ball in, actually. And Koulibaly's on the end of it, and it's actually a goal. Holy Christ. Both of our wingbacks have scored. Abdul Koulibaly now scores his first goal, and within a couple of minutes, we've turned it around to take the lead, and more importantly, go top. Oh, that is a sensational clearance. I didn't even realise that. Traore was actually in position to receive that. Traore fires it out for Afonso. It's a great touch around the player. He's gone for goal, and oh my goodness, what a goal. Miller Afonso with the finish, but everything about that goal was sensational. Oh, Adams in there. Can he pull it back for someone? He can, and it's in the back of the net, and it's 4-1 in the 94th minute. Gabriel Ayew. I mean, we are just on a different... This is the second time we've fallen behind on 4-1. Incredible scenes. We're on a different level at the moment. Kurilainen, Koulibaly, Afonso, and then Ayew grabbing the goals. Again, Soronen, sat in that same position, was just looking very, very comfortable in an attacking midfield role, which is... We've always struggled with that, and he, especially, when he's in that role, specifically as the attacking midfielder, just seems to work. And with that, we do go top of the league. But moreover than that, HJK lost at home against KTP, and now they move 10 points behind us after 14 matches. So we're basically at halfway stage, if not more, in fact, well, nearly. And the fact is, we're already 10 points clear of them and now have a lead of the league, which is kind of mental. Inter Turku's still kind of up there. You do feel they'll fall away at some point, but they're still kind of in this. And after that, the gap is enormous back that point. We really are gapping everybody from third downwards, which is fantastic. Koulibaly drops it short for Nebo. Just needs to find the right pass, and he does. And it's Abayemi Azike. He's in today for Soronen, who needed a little bit of a rest. He's back to playing as the AP today, and it is 1-0. And we could go, well, potentially even 4 points clear. Oh, flicks it through, and Traore's actually managed to get a touch onto this. He might not be able to score from this sort of rate. Oh, never mind, he has. It's 2-0, Maguette Traore, 10th goal of the year, all of which have been in the league. He's still underperforming his XG massively, but he just gets so many chances that he's still able to be the top scorer in the league. Austin Matthew to deliver one, and ooh, wait a minute. Nieberg knocks it down. It's deflected around. And Traore there, and insanely, it is 3-0, and Maguette Traore scores a header for his 11th league goal of the season. I mean, that's not bad, really, when you consider how many games we've played. Koskinen picks it up. Traore's on a hat-trick here if we can find the right delivery for him. Potentially, the keeper's somehow not come out to Koskinen here, and it's... Oh my god, their goalkeeper there is an absolute menace. Jari Koskinen should never have got the shot in, let alone the goal. 4-0. I mean, again, just dominant. Overperforming our XG in the last few matches quite considerably, catching up to what we should be doing, to be fair. So that's really good. Again, defensively, stable as anything, barely gave them anything. And again, nice to see Maguette Traore grab a couple of goals, but they were dreadful. They played such a narrow system. After about 20 minutes, I just went, nah, screw it. We're going to go down the wide areas, engage our wing-backs, boof. And an even better news, FC Honka took a 2-2 draw with SJK, allowing us to now move 3 points clear with a better goal difference. That's incredible. HJK did manage to pull out a late win, as did Inter Turku, though. They are sticking with us, of course. I mean, Inter Turku are not far off of SJK. They're level on points with them now. But we really have had a turnaround here. The fact is, we started this video 7 points behind them after 7 games. And after 15 games, we're 3 points in front of them. That is a 10-point swing in 8 matches. So huge shout out to the guys for that. And, well, we're getting close to Europe soon, though. There we go. Adams, round the side. Traore is in. It's a tight angle. angle. Could he get it back onto his left foot? He doesn't. It's a brilliant effort from Maguette Traoré. 12th goal in the league this season now. He is in another little hot streak, and to be honest, his finishing has not really let him down that often this year. Nebo around the side. Traoré is in on goal. He's not going to be able to do much with this other than turn it back out wide for Koulibaly, though. That's fine. He'll make his way into the box. Nebo can turn to shoot. Pings one, no. Sorensen wants it back for Nebo. Afonso, so many bodies around. What about that? The problem with FC Latte is they try to walk it into the net every time, and today we have succeeded. 2-0. Adams with a goal. More recognised for his long-range efforts. Can Solly Sorensen cap off a nice before? What a strike. He's just twatted that. 3-0 to FC Latte. Solly Sorensen's... I'm really glad we signed him. I mean, I'm running out of superlatives for this team. Traoré, Adams and Sorensen with the goals. But again, it's just destruction job levels. They are completely in sync with each other at the moment. It is a joy to watch these guys currently. They've gone from sort of being decent to being title-winning good over the last few matches. We keep this up for this season and we will actually be in Finland a very short period of time. As elsewhere, SJK do win, so the gap stays at 3 points, but yet again, HJK lose at home to KUPS. They now sit 13 points behind us after 16 games. That is astonishing to see. I thought they would be the biggest threat in this league, and it's just not them. It just really isn't. I'll be amazed if they even have a chance to get back into the battle. They'll probably end up coming third still, but it's going to take the rest of the season for them, really, just try to haul that one back. We're in a great spot right now, just absolutely unplayable currently, and are just in a great spot. Right, now we have to turn our attention, though, to Europe to finish things off today. So here we are, Europa Conference League. Now, we've just had the draw, by the way. If we were to get past Pushkas, we'd get Victoria Pilsen, so it's not going to be an easy run for us at any stage, but I think we're better than we were last time around. We've looked so much better in the league. I think there's a chance. We have to be trying to get past a team like Pushkas Academy. It has to be done. They've got some good players. One of them is actually under a bid at the moment. A guy that played against us when we were managing, I believe, Suniyuska. I'll actually show you him in a minute because I've really rated this guy. Although, unfortunately, we can't see as much of his attributes anymore because the scouting knowledge has faded. But you'll be able to tell just from what you can see how good this guy is. This is him. This is Oliver Papp, 27-year-old striker. Well, striker/attacking midfielder. Just from this, you can see that there's a really quality player here, but believe me, he's towards the higher end of a lot of these. I was going to try and sign him at one point for Suniyuska, but he had a serious injury. Yeah, here, damaged cruciate ligaments. He was out for 8 months, and as a result, there was just really no point in trying to sign him at that point. But as for us, this is the question. Who do we play? We'll have a bit more freedom in terms of being able to pick some of our Ghanaian and mostly Ghanaian friends, honestly, let's be honest, in this team. But it does obviously cause problems elsewhere. Certain players will have to be left out. I rotated some players out in the last match, like Kurilan and Koulibaly towards the end, just to keep them fresh-ish for this game. Away from home, it's a case of if we can do anything other than lose here, I'd say that's a good result. 5 minutes on the board. Matthew drops it inside there and it's flicked away. We haven't been anywhere near as good from set pieces, of course, on account of just having less height in this team. It's been really difficult for us to gain much there. And that, I think, should show you just how good we've actually been as a team. The fact that we haven't really had to rely on set pieces to score goals in the same way that we would have done perhaps with Suniyuska. We've just scored goals outright by creating good chances, and that's a really strong sign. Because if we could find a big tall boy, you never know, as Maguette Traoré's shot is well saved over the bar by Mester. Salagi rode the ball over the top. Sika, good touch from Kante to touch that over. Few again. Finds Kurilan, and this is more like it. Just get, there we go. Little turn of pace to get away from his man. Can he get the cross in is the question. He's got support out wide, though, in case he doesn't need to. Afonso is actually the man out wide. Sek! Oh, Kurilan tries to deliver. Oh, it's a driven cross. It's a good header from Pavalainen. That was such an even first half, really. Apparently, Pushkas had a shot right at the very end there. Kurilan has been spectacular today. He's been the man, really, and Opong's been decent. Haven't really been able to get much going elsewhere on the pitch. Just need to find a way of breaking them through a little bit more. So we'll have a look at that at half-time. Opong fires it long. Afonso knocks it down. Sek could strike. Oh, lovely little disguise. That is such a good pass from Sek. Traoré has to do better. And now Sek, after having a really good game, is injured, which means it could end up being Mohamed Adams. And in fact, while we're at it, Nieberg too. That Adams and Nieberg partnership in the midfield has been really sustaining us nicely lately. So bringing them into today is certainly not a bad thing, I don't think. The next 45 minutes, well, 40 minutes of this game, with those two sat in there, could genuinely be quite fruitful, I think, if they can get on the ball a lot. Adams in space again. Here we go. Sorensen. There's a simple pass through, and it's Pekka Nieberg, and he's straight through, and he should, I mean, instantly having an impact there. They should have done better, though. They've definitely been a lot more neutralised in this second half after we made those little tweaks at half-time to try and take some of their key players out the game. Sorensen. Nieberg round the side for Afonso. It's a tough angle for him. No, it's not. It's 1-0. Come on. Lovely ball through from Pekka Nieberg. Miller, Alfonso. 1-0 to FC Lahti. The second half has been all us. He's still going to want to find Adams again. Pops it back up. And Sorensen's header. It's a good save. Cut out by Sorensen. Finds Traoré. Can he go for goal? Over the bar. Just looking for those little overloads through the middle. It's where we're really powerful. Adams. This is it. Traoré's through. Can he make it too? Oh, no, he should have done, though. Kurilan again. For Afonso, another great run through the middle for Pekka Nieberg. Could he wrap up the tie? And he's drilled it over the top as well. 10 seconds left here. it's looking like it is going to be 1-0. I think we've done the right changes in this game to make this happen, really. And we thoroughly deserve the win in the end. There it is. Pushcast 0, FC Lati 1. Good win. You can see the second half was much, much better from us. So what I did was at halftime, I went after, obviously, Pap. I also went after, even though they didn't have anyone playing particularly well, there was a couple of their players in the central midfield that were getting on the ball a little bit more. We showed them onto their weak foot, pressed them a bit more, and we sort of neutralised them. And it also allowed us to come into the game a little bit more. We were winning the ball higher up the pitch, and we managed to get ourselves the winning goal through Miller Alfonso. Great result for us there. Thoroughly deserved. Excellent work. And I think having Nieberg and Adams come off the bench really did make a difference too. They really do have something special when those two play in the midfield together with Sorinen in front. Things just happen when they're about. Sek broke his arm during that. We can do without him for the most part because he doesn't actually play all the time. So I think for the moment, we'll just send him to the specialist. But that right there, my friends, has been an extremely profitable episode, really. I mean, won our first game, which was fantastic. Just got off to the best start with those 4 consecutive victories. Dropped the points against HJK, but what a game that was. And then we went straight back on the winning run and have only conceded 1 goal in our last 5 games after that. This team is very much on the march towards something special at the moment. Imagine if we actually were to win the league in the first full season at the club. If we do win the league this year with FC Lati, that means we will be able to go to Iceland. Anything longer than that, I think there's not really much chance we'd be able to go back to Iceland. But if we can win it the first season, basically in Finland, then Iceland is definitely worth a try. So, if you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you have, I had a bloody great time. Some of the goals in today's video, Sorinen, what a man. Drop a like, that'd be lovely. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so go follow there as well. And I'll see you guys very soon for some more Nordic Nomads. Lots more European action coming up next time, and potentially even a youth intake. I'll see you guys soon. Hold your gun, capybara, bye-bye.